I bought a bunch of crochet items from Amazon, so let's test them out. There's no rhyme or reason to the purchase of these crochet gadgets and gizmos. I was just curious and thought this could be fun. We've got a red light therapy mitt, an LED finger row counter, a crochet backpack, 2 different types of crochet hook grips, a yarn yardage counter. This is the one that I am most excited to try, a pattern marker set, a tension ring, this cute t-shirt, a wool genie, and a magic ring helper. I'm pretty simple when it comes to crochet gadgets, and I don't use as many as you might think. Outside of just yarn and hooks and stitch markers, the other things that I do use are a ball winder and Swift, a yarn carousel that I got from Twice Sheared Sheep, and 2 different amigurumi safety eye tools. And that's really about it, but I'm always on the hunt for new crochet tools that will make crocheting easier or more enjoyable. But I also know that there are companies out there that target crocheters and try to get us to buy the latest, greatest gadgets. So I'm testing these different items to see if they are worth your time and money. And we're going to start with the one item that I think has the potential to be the most beneficial for us crocheters. So let's test it out. The first item is this red light therapy mitt, and it claims that it will help with hand fatigue, pain and soreness, and also improve circulation. It recommends a treatment time of 15 to 20 minutes, using it 1 to 3 times per day and 5 days per week. The Amazon listing also says that it can take several weeks to see optimal results. So this is a bit of a time commitment, but if it does what it claims to do, I think it would be worth it. I bought this because I do have hand pain. I do have joint soreness, and sometimes they're a little bit swollen. I haven't been using this the recommended amount of time to actually see the long-term benefits, but I will say by using it, it does feel really nice on your hands. It's nice and warm, and this supposedly really helps with that. And there's a lot of hype out there about red light therapy, but I did go and look up what does the medical research say about red light therapy in general. Now, the first thing to note is I am not a doctor, so anything I tell you about this red light therapy mitt is just anecdotal. I don't know what I'm talking about. Make sure to talk to your doctor before trying any sort of treatment. Now that I got that out of the way, here's what I found. This is from WebMD. Research shows that red light therapy may be useful for relieving some types of pain, particularly pain due to inflammation, irritation, and swelling of body tissues. A review of 11 studies looking at the effect of red light therapy on pain found mostly positive results, though the author said that more studies are needed. This is really interesting, and the article goes on to explain that red light therapy may help with arthritis and tendinopathy. I'll also link the article for you so that you can read all of the information for yourself. It seems like there could be some definite benefits to this red light therapy mitt, but it's not without its downsides. First, this wasn't cheap. It was $139.99. And buying something like this without knowing whether or not it's actually going to be beneficial it's not for everyone. The second downside is that you will have to use it regularly, 5 days a week, 1 to 3 times per day, 15 to 20 minutes at a time, just to begin to see results in a few weeks. And there are no guarantees with this. I'm gonna actually try this because we're about to go into the colder months when my hands feel worse, and I will be curious to know if this is going to help, and I'll report back to you. I love learning new things, and that's why I love partnering with Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, and they have thousands of amazing classes in all different kinds of areas like crochet, knitting, and sewing, just to name a few. What I love most about Skillshare is that the classes are taught by industry professionals. You can learn from the comforts of your own home, and they're all ad-free. Plus, they're always adding new classes for those of us who want to learn something new. One of my favorite Skillshare teachers is Crochet Millie, and she has so many fun crochet classes. She has a complete crochet course for beginners, a crochet amigurumi masterclass, and her latest is a crochet granny squares masterclass where you're not just going to learn how to make a basic granny square. Oh no. You will learn how to make a granny square, but you're also going to learn how to join, block, and make 3 different granny square projects: a pouch, a case, and a bag. Look at that gorgeous bag. Plus, you're going to find videos for right or left-handed crocheters. And what's even better is that the first 500 people to click my link in the description box will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare. Get started today. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Next is my cute little t-shirt. It just says, "Crochet makes me feel less murdery." I thought that was so funny. Of course, it has a cat on it, so I'm gonna love it. I will say that I sized up, and I'm so glad that I did. I typically wear a medium, but I don't like my t-shirts to be fitted, and I'm glad I got this in a large because I think it might run a little bit small, or this person might be edging on a size large. Maybe I am. Who cares? But I think it is really cute. It's a nice quality t-shirt and it feels really good. It's soft and I just thought it was funny. The next crochet gadget is this little, what's called an LED finger counter, which I think that's a really weird name for this. This is a row counter and it does sit on your finger. And I bought it in a pack of 2 for $8.99. It fits around your finger or thumb and it is adjustable on the size. And it has 3 different buttons. The large button is for when you finish a row or a round. Then you have a reset button, so if you're starting over. And it also has a little LED button, so if you need to light up your screen. This product definitely does what it claims to do. It fits on your finger and you can press the little button to count your rows. But I'm gonna be super honest, I'm never gonna use this. I'm just gonna end up donating it because this is just not the kind of thing that I personally would use. If you like digital things like this, you might actually like it. I don't love having something on my finger that kind of bothers me just from a sensory perspective. I'm also just a paper and pencil kind of a gal and I use sticky notes and I just keep track of it that way. So I think for me, I would forget to press the button. I know I would just forget to press the button, or I would overthink and wonder, did I press the button the last row? It would just be an absolute mess. So for that reason, I probably would never use this, but I could see why some people might like it. This next project is one that I have seen several people ask if I have ever used this before, and it is a magic ring helper. This product claims to help people to make a magic ring. It also says that it is a yarn tension regulator, and it claims to be a yarn guide tool. I don't really know what that means, but I'm excited to find out. But one thing that you need to know is that on the Amazon listing, it says this is not suitable for left-handed crocheters. So if you're a lefty, don't waste your money on it. I paid $17.99 for this, and it has a little pamphlet where it teaches you how to use it, and it also has a QR code so you can watch the video, which I'm going to watch the video. So let's try this one out. Well, that was frustrating. Honestly, I think that most people aren't going to need this kind of a tool. I do know that making a magic ring can be kind of tricky in the beginning and it takes some time and persistence. I do have a video tutorial for the way that I do it that some people have found helpful, so I will link it in the description box below as well. But I do think that there are some people who might benefit from this. If you have any kind of mobility issues or you need adaptive type things for crochet or just in your everyday life, this might help. I am a mom of a son with special needs and we use adaptive things in our home a lot for him. So for that reason, I think that this could be a good tool for people that need it. I think that for the vast majority of people, this overcomplicates making a magic ring. But like I said, if you find it useful, that is amazing. And it's wonderful that there are products like this out here. I am just never going to use this, and for most people, I wouldn't recommend it. The next crochet tool came in this pretty little box, and it's a crochet tension ring. I paid $5.95 for it, and I love that it looks like a little jewelry box, and you open it up, and there's the tension ring. Now, I have never used a tension ring before, so I'm really excited to try this one. First thing, I like how it feels. I am really picky about jewelry and things like that. Anything that's on my hands, it has to feel nice. Okay, you can easily adjust it to make it bigger or smaller depending on your ring size. I thought that this was going to be super intuitive, and I do not know how to use a tension ring. So thankfully there is a YouTube video for it. So I gotta watch this first.
This allows you to be able to hook your yarn around and underneath the parts of the ring.
I hope she goes slower.
This technique is used for rings such as the bee and flower.
Wait, what? I am directionally challenged, and so I am finding this so hard. I don't know why. I cannot figure out how to use this thing. I know it shouldn't be this hard. I know it shouldn't. I need to focus.
And this is one way to do it. Depending on what it is.
Does this look right? This doesn't look right, does it? I don't know what I'm doing. I feel so stupid right now. I'm just like, oh. No, this is not right. This cannot be right. I gotta start over. Okay, I really like that this video is showing different types of tension rings. I haven't seen one that looks like mine yet, but possibly I'm doing it now. I don't know. I probably don't have it on my finger right, but I'm surprised. I don't hate this. I thought I was really not going to like this, but wow, yeah, I could see why people would like this. I will leave a link for this tutorial in the description box below because I do think it's a really helpful one. I still don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if this is actually the way you do it, but it's working. I mean, the yarn is moving through the tension ring just fine. I'm probably not going to use this because I just don't need it, but I could see why some people might like it, especially if you're someone that doesn't like that feeling of the yarn always going over your finger, and if you end up with a dent in your finger like I do a lot of the time, I could see why somebody might like using one of these. And they're fairly inexpensive, and they're adjustable, and you can use them for the right or the left hand. So I'm surprised. The next item was one that I was influenced to buy, and it's the wool Genie. I paid $19.87, and I'm excited to try this one. The first thing I'm noticing is that there are a lot of different pieces and there's no instructions for how to put this together. And as you may have gathered from the other items that I've tested, unless it is so simple a baby could use it, I need directions, and I need them to be very slow and very clear, because otherwise now I'm gonna have to go and hunt around on the internet to see how to put this together. I was able to put it together. It really wasn't that hard. Now let's just see how this actually works. I know so many of you love your wool Genie, and I definitely can see why. But there is one design feature that I don't love about this. Well, there's actually two. The first is the height of the wool Genie. I understand why they have it like that, because if you have a larger skein of yarn, it's going to work great with this. But the height of it is really difficult for me, the way that I would use it, because I typically sit in my little chair in my living room, and this is going to knock over very easily, and it makes me think of the second design feature that I don't love, and this is it's a very light plastic, and this is probably going to get knocked over. I like my Yarn to Go carousel. It's wood and it's lower, so I feel like I can set it in a lot of different places. But if you're using this at a table, I could see that this would be really nice. But honestly, just for me, I already have the yarn carousel that I really like, but I'm really glad that I tried this one, and I do think that a lot of people would like it. I've got two different crochet hook grips. This one is just kind of a generic-y one that I found on Amazon, and this one is the Boy brand. But we're gonna start off with this one. This pack comes with 5 different crochet grip colors, and each color coordinates with a different size crochet hook. And they will work with crochet hooks as small as 2 millimeters all the way up to 10 millimeters. The green is the smallest, and it will fit crochet hook sizes 2 millimeter to 3 millimeter, and let's try that one first. I just have one of these small steel crochet hooks, and I doubt it matters what side we're putting it in. Oh boy. I can't get this in here. This is incredibly hard to get this in here, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how you'd ever get it out. Gosh, I'm afraid that I'm gonna hurt myself trying to put this in here. I'm gonna try a different size. This one's a little too tight. All right, so I'm trying the next level up, and this is the orange, and it says that it will fit crochet sizes 4 to 4.5 millimeter. Now, just to note, this didn't come with any directions. You have to go onto the listing on Amazon, and then it will tell you what sizes each one of these are. We're gonna come back to that in a second. But let's see, this is a 4 millimeter. Okay, this slips in easily, so I am going to attempt to use it to crochet. I don't really like these. First of all, there's nothing on the packaging to let you know what crochet hook sizes go with which colored crochet hook grips. That annoys me. But also, this just feels like a pool noodle. Before I complain too much, let me see how much I paid for this first. So I paid $5.88 for the pack of 5, which isn't a lot, but if you love crochet hook grips like this, that is wonderful, and I'm glad that it works for you. I don't like it. I don't like the shape. I feel like it makes it too big. I'm not a fan. But let's try the Boy crochet hook handle, and let's just see if it's better. First thing I already like is that on the back of the package, it has the instructions. I also like how this feels so much better than this pool noodle situation. I thought this was gonna be a hard plastic, but it's not. It's like a rubbery texture. So you have the handle, but then you have these little washers that coordinate with different size crochet hooks. So I'm going to use this one. It's a 4.25. I think I'm doing this correctly. I don't understand what I'm doing here. Let me figure this out. I had to read the directions slowly. So the handle actually comes apart. I just did it. I just did it when the camera wasn't on, and I did it just fine. Oh, okay, you don't have to do it that hard. Okay, then you take your crochet hook and you place it inside the bottom part. Then you get the coordinating washer for the crochet hook size that you have, and you slip it all the way down to the thumb rest. Then you get the top and you place it over and you twist it closed. Okay, now that makes sense. And now let's see how it feels. I thought I was gonna like this. It definitely is sitting in the little handle. Well, it's not really moving around much. I mean, it's moving around a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It is slightly moving, but I think I'm just the kind of person that I don't like a big handle like this. It's just too much for my hands. Now, I will say that if you need any kind of adaptive items for crochet, this might be a great option. I personally like this a little bit better than this one, just for the feel. It's got that rubbery texture. The Boy crochet hook handle costs about $10, so it's double the price of the little foam ones, but it would be worth it if you need adaptive items for crochet to experiment to see if either one of these would work for you. There's also the Chunky Boy handle. I would recommend looking into that as well. These are not items that I am ever going to use, but I do see a purpose and a need for them, so I am glad they're available. So the next item is the Clover pattern / chart marker set, and it shows you how to use it right here on the back. That's a good feature. What I like about this is that it comes in 2 different sizes and you use magnets. That's pretty cool. This is actually really nice because it's a magnet. You can use this on a book, but you could use it on a single pattern if you printed it out, and it just easily slips back and forth, up and down the pattern. And if you are someone who uses charts, this is going to be amazing for you. And I like that it comes in 2 different sizes, because I am just using this on the little book here, and the smaller size is perfect, but you've got the larger size for whatever you might need it for. I'm really excited about this next item, and it's a crochet backpack. It's not a crocheted backpack, it's a backpack for crocheters. Let's open it up. It's pink. Ooh. So the inside is pretty large, and it's got lots of individual pockets in here, and it's got some straps that I don't even know what you would use those for. But yeah, it's got a lot of room inside, but it's also got some pockets on the outside that are really nice. More pockets here, zippered pockets. And then this part, this is where you can put all of your crochet hooks, all your notions, and all kinds of different little nooks and crannies to put all of your crochet stuff. I'm a bag person, so I actually really like this, but it wasn't cheap. It was $31.99, and this is totally unnecessary. So you can use anything to hold your projects in, and if you're traveling, you can just put it in any kind of luggage, suitcase, bag, grocery bag. It really doesn't matter. You don't need something fancy like this or something labeled as a crochet backpack. But I will say, if you're looking to splurge a little, this one is really fun. I'm excited to get to use this one. This next item is one that I am so excited to try. It's the yarn yardage counter by Stan Wood Needlecraft. Let me tell you what this thing is. So basically, it will measure out your yarn. And you might wonder, why in the world would I ever need something like that? And here's why. Let's say you decided to crochet a beautiful cardigan, and it says you need 1,400 yards of yarn. And you're not just gonna go out and buy yarn because you're like me and you got a yarn stash and you wanna use what you already have. But you've used some of these skeins and you're not exactly sure if you have enough yarn for the project. You use your yarn yardage counter. I just think this could be really neat, and so we're gonna open it up and just try it. Yay, directions! That was so much fun. I will say that it's not cheap. It was almost $60, but I will say that it is very well made. It's solid wood, and you can tell it's really sturdy. Now, I don't think that I'm probably going to use this very often, but boy, is it going to come in handy when I do. But one thing to note is that you're going to need a ball winder if you're going to use this, because otherwise you're gonna need something to wind your yarn while it's doing its magic and counting all the yardage. That was a fun surprise. We found some winners, and we found some, I'm not gonna use the L word, not winners. I found some things that I am so glad that I tested, because these are going to come in so handy. And then there are things that I'm like, it's probably going in the donate pile. But I hope that by me testing these out, you found some things that maybe you want to use, or maybe you discovered that you don't need any of these things. And truly, I don't think that there's anything in this entire collection of crochet gadgets that is a necessity. But sometimes it's fun to have them if they're actually worth it. But I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe and happy stitching.